Welcome, everybody. It's very good to be here with you today. My name is Liz Stockvis, and I'm here again today to have another wonderful conversation with a leading spiritual teacher and a premium coach based in Calgary, Canada. Well, Bernie, thank you very much for being here with us.
Thank you, Liz. These conversations I look forward to.
Well, thank you. And today we're going to be talking about your program that's upcoming. It's a very meaningful program, and it's going to be a program on trust, and it's a 4-day webinar series, so it's online, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that later. The name of it, it's got a great name. I think it's called Shift Your Thought and Shape Your Trust. So maybe we could start with asking you how you came to choose trust as the topic for this upcoming program.
Well, thanks, Liz. A good question. And it's something that I had sat with for quite a while. And people would come up, either coaching clients or just people would come up that I would meet and have conversations with that struggled with trust and they had issues with that. And so my thought was, okay, if people are having troubles with trust and trusting, how am I with that? And it
Mm.
caused me to have to look at that, maybe do a bit of a dive into that. And that comes from, I'm going to just go on a little bit of a tangent here, but there's a story of Gandhi where there was a woman that came up to him and asked him to tell her son to stop eating sugar. And Gandhi's response was, you know, come back in 6 weeks and I will talk to him then. So 6 weeks later, she came back and he said to her son, don't eat sugar. And her comment was, well, why didn't you just tell him that 6 weeks ago? Why did I have to come back? And he said, well, I couldn't tell him to do something that I wasn't prepared to do myself.
Oh,
And
good.
so in that, going through that, I figured, okay, so with my studies of the Course in Miracles over the years, where am I believing that I need to place my trust in external things? And how do I actually shift my trust from what's external, that's always changing, to actually trusting that guidance within? And with that, it's a shift from what I believed that I need to place trust in to actually recognizing the trust within myself, that guidance, that thought, that divine self that is true. And as I applied that, I could trust myself with more consistency with that inner guidance. And I that changed how I looked at what was going on around me. So the things going on shifted in how I looked at them, and I could deepen into that trust that was there. I found that I became in the consistency, I became more trustworthy myself. And
Mm.
it is through the consistency that the trust came in and being trustworthy. And so in that, I started finding inner peace that I didn't have to be looking outside of myself. And I shouldn't be concerned with what was going on so much to trust in that. Now I'm going to get a little cheeky here with some of this. And
Okay.
the thing that comes up is somebody will say, trust me. And with consistency, it's really significant that we trust actions, behaviors over what somebody says. And when we do find inconsistencies in someone else, if we find inconsistencies in ourselves, it's something we can work on. But if it's someone else that's shifting and changing and not being consistent, then what's really clear is that we can be trusting that they are going to be untrustworthy because of their inconsistency. So it is a
That's
little bit.
great clarity. Bernie, that you've just given a lot of viewers, I'm sure, like myself, great clarity on perception with how we're viewing ourselves and other people. Sorry to interrupt. Yeah.
No,
Mhm.
that's all good. So, our when we are trusting ourselves, our inner self, we will be able to recognize inconsistencies in others and recognize whether or not they are trustworthy, rather than just when they say, trust me.
Yeah, that is brilliant. I mean, you're bringing it home. You're bringing it back to ourself, and it starts with ourself.
You
And I
know?
love the Gandhi story because it just highlights, or at least for me, it highlights the self-discipline. It's all about self-discipline, and I think becoming the role model. You have to be the role model to be the true
Well,
leader.
absolutely. So it's been a while since I was asked around trust. And by practicing that, getting more consistent with it, I'm more comfortable at this point to ta actually talk about trust. And it's something that not too many people, not too many teachers actually refer to. There's a lot of other
No, they're
topics,
not.
but
Yeah,
trust is what's really critical for us to adhere to and adapt for ourselves.
yeah. That's probably the thing that I appreciate the most about what you're offering here is that it's really such a meaningful topic and a deep one. It's a really deep one because, I'm relating it to A Course in Miracles in the Manual for Teachers. It is the primary characteristic of a teacher of God, as it says in the Course. And so without it, um, we don't have a compass. It feels that way to me. Um, is that something you would see it as not having a compass without?
Well, if
Mhm.
we're not grounded in trust
Yeah.
as a primary characteristic, and in the manual for teachers, it does say that trust comes first before all the other characteristics. Because if we don't have trust, no one is going to trust us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah. It makes sense. Yeah. And so, who would you see your webinar series? It's a 4-day series, and it's coming up the 29th of May until the 1st of June, I believe.
right.
90-minute sessions. And I'll let you talk a little bit more about it. But first, who do you see this primarily as being for?
Well, I would say that this is for anyone who is wanting to develop greater trust within themselves and wanting to be confident in trusting others. So if there's anyone who has a lack of trust or feels there's a lack of trust, this is for them.
Great. Yeah. And do you want to share now a little bit about how the series, how you see it unfolding?
So, it's intentionally designed so that everyone can do some comparison between belief and thoughts, between truth and withholds are actually a lie. So
Mm,
when we're trying to soften things up, we are, and it doesn't mean we aren't tactful, but we need to recognize that if we're not sharing something, that's equivalent to a lie. And
interesting.
in addition to that, then, how do we come to being recognizing what is true? And from there to trust. So when we trust, we do a comparison to when we're suspicious. Anytime we're suspicious, we're not trusting. And following that up with being trustworthy is, how are we showing up as being less than honest? Where's the dishonesty showing up?
Sure. Yep. Yep.
And so we'll do a bit of journaling with it. We'll do some sharing. There'll be some listening. There'll be question and answers through the webinars. And everyone will have some exercises to do during the sessions, as well as things to take home in between sessions so that they can actually practice deepening into their thoughts, deepening into trust, be, understanding what is true,
Hmm.
and how to be more trustworthy. So
Hmm.
it's an
That's
opportunity.
beautiful. It sounds like a wonderful guided experiential deepening into the topic of trust. So much more than just beyond teachings is going to be, I think, which is one of the most important aspects of the program that you're offering. And it feels that you're offering such a intimate container. The space is limited, from what I understand, to 25 people. You don't always see too much of that. It's really for, I would say, like serious spiritual seekers. And it's going to be, from what I know from you, because you are one of my main mentors and teachers, you offer such a grounded and safe space for people. And it's a space where it's always open for integration without any pressure to perform. So I think that anybody who might be interested and find that this resonates with them, that it's really quite an ideal container that you've created. From what you've shared about the curriculum and the way it's going to unfold, it feels as though participants will have an opportunity to recognize where they are on the trust curriculum, if I could put it that way. They'll be able to recognize, because in the manual for teachers, it really is a curriculum. Like it's not a one-off thing. It's something that seems to continue to deepen into on a day-to-day basis. And so I love the fact that you've got inquiry and reflection that will help people very much to reveal their guidance, and it's not really forceful or anything. So it's from my experience with you, Bernie, it's always an atmosphere and a space where nothing is rushed and it's not abstract. People can bring in their day-to-day challenges, and they will be able to feel into the experience and hopefully deepen their trust within that. So it's going to be a beautiful series, I think. And again, it's happening on May 29th till June 1st. They're 90-minute sessions, and they're happening at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, I believe. And so that is from a Friday to a Monday. And I think on June 1st, on the last day, the training is just a little bit later, a few minutes later, the start time. So thank you, Bernie. If people want to hear more and learn more about it, what is the best way for them to get in touch with you?
The best way I would suggest is to send me a direct message if you're getting this on Facebook, or if you're finding this on YouTube, to leave a comment uh, on the video and reach out in that way. And then from there, I'll do a follow-up. And if you are looking to find more peace, the way to finding it is to develop and deepen your trust.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the program myself. For the viewers, I would just like to offer that you're really going to be guided by somebody who has lived A Course in Miracles, not just at the philosophy level, but as a practice of trust in his real life. And he really has somebody who's been walking alongside A Course in Miracles for 3 decades now. And coming back to the title of your program, Shift Your Thought and Shape Your Trust, I feel like you've been reshaped along your journey. And that's the whole idea here, isn't it? For us all to be reshaped. So your teachings are grounded and they are spacious and they are deeply authentic. So I thank you for that, Bernie, and thank you for this conversation. And thank you to the viewers for being here. And yeah, once again, Bernie, thank you. Any last words from you for anybody?
Just thank you, Liz. Look forward to having some fun with whoever shows up.
Yeah, always a pleasure. Thank you. Bye for now.